So now, not only is our life impossibly hard, homeless, everybody hates us, there's no money, but we have the war on the poor, the cops and the courts that are just piling up, and they're doing it to everybody. But on top of everything else, now we got Social Security being another source of weirdness in our life. I read as I was on the phone, on hold with them, I watched a video saying, oh yeah, 3 billion numbers and addresses have been breached out and hacked. Social Security numbers, which is great. But the other day, I looked on my little notification things, and I saw a little voicemail sign. So I call it, and it says, oh, this number is no longer in service for the Social Security number administration. But if you want to call the Chatsworth office, here's a number, blah, blah, blah. So I figured, well, somebody from Chatsworth, that's where our accounts are out of, must want to talk to us. So I call them up and talk to this woman. And she says, no, I don't see nothing. And we were just in there last Friday. Then she comes back and goes, oh, I found who called you. And he was calling for Tracy. So this guy gets on the phone. He seems like a fucking used car salesman with no patience. And he starts telling her, he was calling her frantically on this phone, and she's like, what phone number? He recites off some phone 310 number we've never fucking heard of. Then he says, well, what about this address you live at? Well, we don't, because we're homeless. It's another address. We've never heard of it. Then he starts telling her that 2023, she had worked at 2 different places. So this is why they didn't, they had approved and then terminated her SSI. Which she's waiting for a big back pay. And so she tells the guy, funny, because in 2023, I was still totally blind, waiting for all you fucking assholes to fix my eyes. And the guy didn't have much to say, except that, I don't know. So apparently some Democrat representative congressman in the LA decided to put a fire under their ass on Tracy's thing, and she's so anti-Democrat, I don't know, sketchy. And so the guy sounded like a scammer. So after calling back and talking to someone, apparently he's a guy that works there, and he was just sounding scammy and sketchy. So then we called up the next day to report that guy, and we get this other guy who sent letters. He says, well, I've been sending letters to this bogus address, frantically calling you, and he goes, I was going to close your case tomorrow. And we're like, why? We were just in there Friday, and they said, hey, these things are pending, you just got to be patient and wait. So she says, well, where are you anyway? Are you in Chatsworth? And the dude says, I'm in an undisclosed location. What? So disclose it, motherfucker. Well, no, he wouldn't. But he has sent mail. He undoubtedly works for him. This whole thing about remote working from home shit is bullshit. These fucking government workers need to get their fucking doughy asses in the office and start making shit happen. But now, after this guy, he was less reassuring than the other guy. So now we're still stuck having to go fucking deal with, make sure our shit's safe over at Social Security in the valley. That's a 30, 40-mile drive. We don't have really hardly any money. I got to go to court on these trumped up charges tomorrow, and it's hot and getting later in the day. Well, so yeah, there's that. I mean, that's what we're waiting for, our little salvation. If they ever get our SSI back pay, we're set and off the street. But the way they're looking, and she got her eyes fixed by the state, paid for by the state. This guy says, oh, well, your records are old. They're only old, motherfucker, because you guys haven't done a goddamn thing on the case. So they're going to hold the blind person responsible for the old records that they got because they were lazy in the first place. And me, same deal. A heart attack is shit. They fucking, they paid for it. So it's like, if you want to know the veracity of these things, just contact Medi-Cal and they'll give you the receipts. But as far as the payment, we've already done the time on those. They left her out there on the streets for 2.5 fucking years. And now they're going to blame her for having old records.
Yeah, and they got some new ones.
And they did. So this guy really sketches us out, but, what do you do when all these people that have your fate in their hands are just raving lunatics? I mean...
And then they had to change their fucking website because they don't help blind people.
You know what was a very satisfying thing for me personally the other day? We went to Sprouts grocery store one day a couple weeks ago, and we wanted to park in the shade. It was blazing hot in the black fucking Suburban, no air conditioning. So this guy would not let us park in this one space that was shaded because they had work going on. He said he owned the property and was there, helping the workers do improvements. So him and I got in a little bit of a word spat, at which point he started talking shit too much, and I said, well, I'll bring a fucking brick and smash it through your skull, and that was how it was left. So then, the other day, I see that guy back in the Sprouts parking lot talking to his workers again. And so she was going in the store, and I go, I gotta do this. So I walked straight up to the dude, and I say, excuse me, are you the owner of the property? And he looks directly at me, oblivious, and says, why, yes, I am. And I said, oh, that's good. Because a couple of weeks ago, when you talked shit to me, then you fucking hid behind other people's skirts, you little bitch. You fucking thought I could never touch you. But I'm within arm's length right now. And this dude's face lost all the color and just mumbled stupid shit. And then he kind of tucked his tail and walked away. And I said, I thought so. And then I went into the store. But when I came out, he was looking at me, and then ever since, when he's been over there, he just has looked very, one at a time. That's how you got to do it. Just make one at a time of these fucking asshole, better than, make them shit their fucking pants and have to wipe that dookie out while they're way home on their car. Do that a few times, pretty soon people will be under control. Thanks, Social Security. You could take us off the street, but I'm sure you'll deny it and fucking fuck. To all the rest of you, live long, prosper, the end is near.